Welcome to It's Happening. My name is Jared, and we have only 2 weeks left. I know I'm excited about it. I know I'm a nerd about this stuff. I really enjoy it. It used to get on my nerves when people would talk about voting when I was younger, but the more I've aged, I've become a really political nerd. I know that. So we only have 2 more weeks left, guys. Are you ready? Are you going to vote? I know that a lot of early voting has already started. And we Republicans should absolutely take advantage of that. I know that for the most part, we don't. Most of us wait till election day. And I actually agree with that. But we need to take advantage of how the left uses the early voting and the ballot harvesting while it's legal. I mean, right? Why not, right? Anyways, I just want to pull up some clips and go over it with you guys. I have the live chat up if you want to talk back and forth with me, have any comments, questions. Maybe you see things from a different perspective and you can help me learn as well. um, as always, I just pull up stuff here, guys, and pretty much react to things, comment on what's going on. And let's see here. Let's see here. I'll try to just give you guys my perspective and my view on things, but I absolutely could be wrong. I have no issue admitting that. But the first thing I wanted to pull up real quick before I pull up any videos is something I find interesting because I've been trying to tell you guys as long as I've been doing this who the Democrat Party really is. And the more you pay attention to politics and what's going on, it blatantly stands out to you. Um, it's like people have forgotten that the Democrat Party was the party of slavery, that the Democrats were the party who fought to keep segregation and Jim Crow. The Democrats have always been the party of control and slavery, of controlling people. You don't even have to go back to slavery. Just in how they do everything, they create groups of people who are oppressed and the oppressor, and automatically in their minds, the people who they deem oppressed are always, the ones who are in the wrong. I mean, in the right, can do no wrong. I mean, look at how they do with the LGBT stuff and all of that. I mean, it's like if you're on the outside of it, you're not allowed to have an opinion. But if you're on the inside of it, you have to go along with what they want you to go along with. It's crazy. It's wild. They've been dividing us for far too long. But the point of this is I've been trying to show y'all how the Democrats are still for segregation. They have just spun it and how they do it, and they have flipped it back to where now it's a good thing. Now it's something that should be done. Hey, Sharon, thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. And yeah, guys, don't forget, if y'all comment, I will talk back and forth with you guys. She graduated from chemo today. That's awesome. Love you. Glad you're here. If y'all haven't figured that out yet, Sharon is my mother. If you guys would pray for her, she's obviously fighting cancer and dealing with some things. So if you are a prayer, please lift my mother up in your prayers. Anyways, I wanted to show y'all how right now, today, the Democrats are going back to segregation. And it's even on Kamala Harris's website. These policies that she is offering up are already illegal. I mean, it's blatantly illegal. And she's offering it as a way to buy people's votes, a certain group of people, because a lot of people have been waking up over the last 8 years to who both of our parties are. This isn't just about the left and how far they've gone. Yes, I obviously talk about that because of how far they've gone, but the right is just as guilty. That's why I always tell you guys I don't claim to be a Republican or a Democrat. I'm just an American. Anyways, let me pull up these policies and go over them with you a little bit and tell me what you find interesting. And again, keep in mind, never forget, I know that they like to change history. They take the meaning of a word and change the meaning, kind of like what they've done with racism after Obama got in office. Then all of a sudden, they completely manipulated the whole word itself so they could use it to their advantage as a weapon against you. It completely takes away from people who are actually dealing with racism or sexism. It it makes it meaningless. It's crazy, but while I read this, I want you to keep in mind, think if Donald Trump went and put on his website, we're going to do this for white men. I want you to think about that while I'm reading this, because we've already have civil rights bills, and she's offering these up as new policies. There's still far segregation. They never changed. This is who the Democrats are. It's who they've always been. Watch, check this out. So this is on her page, so you can see, just look at the top, KamalaHarris.com agenda. Vice President Harris will deliver for black men and their families. I mean, I thought this was the party who was about diversity and inclusion and about lifting everyone up. Because all I ever see from the Democrats is them boxing white people aside and lifting everyone else up and pointing the finger if the white people dare notice. How can you use racism to end racism? How are you thinking that you're going to give black people something today for something they never experienced in their life whatsoever? We are so far removed from slavery. They try to convince you that the reparations and all of these things are needed. No, it's way too far gone. It's way too far gone. And not only that, keep this in mind if you think reparations is a good idea, because I bet you don't think about it this way. You know how many white people are in America today walking around right now that are descendants of slaves? And you guys don't think about that. So what's going to happen when a white person ends up getting reparations because of you clowns don't know what you're doing? But anyways, she wants to create a law that provides 1 million forgivable loans. So $1,020,000 forgivable loans for black entrepreneurs, specifically for blacks. There's a problem there. So let's see. Launch a national health equity initiative focused on black men. Legalize marijuana at the federal level to break down unjust and legal barriers that hold black men and other Americans back. I mean, how is that not racist itself? That sentence assumes that all black people smoke a lot of weed. I remember when that itself would have been considered racist, because it is. That's actual racism coming from the people who claim to be for you. And she's offering all of this while our country's in massive debt. We're fixing to send another 400 million to Ukraine. Zelensky is the best salesman I've ever seen in my life. He gets whatever he wants every time he opens his mouth. It's unbelievable. We got multiple wars breaking out across the world, and she's worried about making pot legal for black men because it might affect all black people. We can't give loans based on skin color. You understand that? No matter who it's going to. If this was for white people, I would be saying this is ridiculous. Now, we all know everyone in the world would be burning things down if Trump put this on his website talking about white people this way. I hope you guys are really paying attention and starting to see this party for who it really is, because all it does is pander to you. She knows she can't do any of these things for you black men. You understand that? She knows that she legally can't do this stuff. She is putting it up there in hopes that you just vote for her. That's it. And again, why do we have to constantly divide everyone based on identity, skin color, and all of this nonsense? I thought we were way past all of that. And why is it that the people I talk to who seem to really be fighting against racism are people like me, or people on my side who are pointing out what's actually happening? Somehow we've twisted everything in this country. It's so far upside down and backwards. No wonder everyone is confused. No wonder the Democrats get to spread all the misinformation in the world and come out and accuse everyone else of doing it. And let's not just think of this as black. What if this was any other race? Hispanic, Asian, whatever. Why do we keep doing this? Why can't we be Americans? All of us. Why is it that we are the ones who point out that this is wrong? Not only wrong, but illegal, and she can't do it. It's crazy. All right, let's hop over to some videos. How you guys doing? All right, Sharon says, sorry. Sharon says, thank you for all your prayers. Keep them coming. I still have radiation to go. We will, Sharon. Thank you. You have to have a workable brain to use. Yeah, but I mean, it's getting so bad, Sharon, nowadays. I mean, I've had so many moments where I feel like I'm losing my mind. Like with everything that's going on, like there can't be something else that comes up where I'm just like, well, I'm not surprised. We have gone so far from the world that I grew up in. It's it's remarkable. It's scary at times. It's we have gone so fast towards communism and people accepting it. It scares me. People are just accepting it. People are just acting like this is how it's always been and this is what it should be. There's one thing you can remember and you should remember. You can vote your way into socialism. You can't vote your way out of it. You understand that? It looks pretty on the outside and sounds wonderful. But every country who's ever tried it, just take a look at them. I mean, this has nothing to do with bigotry. This has nothing to do with any of that nonsense that the left likes to focus on. This has to do with reality. The left has become so far removed from reality itself. They live in a separate reality and convince all that they spend so much time rationalizing and justifying why any situation should fit their narrative. I can't even keep up with them anymore. I feel like I'm living in some cartoon. It's so wild. It really is. And now Trump jabbing at Kamala going to working at McDonald's. That was great. Good for him. Good for you, Trump. We need more of that. We need people doing things. He is the ultimate troll. I got to give him that. Got to give him that. Let's go take a look at some of his clips real quick while I'm talking about it. Anyways, yeah, guys, if you want to see the ridiculousness of the Democrats, they're not even hiding it anymore. They openly praise segregation. They openly want blacks only this. They openly want blacks only that. They openly praise it as if it's going to fix some damage done from years past. And it's so infuriating. It's like, oh my God, why can't we all just move past this? Why do we have to keep hammering this over and over and over again? Why do we have to keep dividing us up into boxes? Why can't we be okay with, hey, you might think a little different than me. Who cares? I don't care what you look like. The thought of you being black doesn't cross into my mind when I'm making a decision. The thought that we should start segregating loans off based off of what we perceive as a victim class and things that have happened to somebody who's never even experienced any of those things is crazy. It's wild to me. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. All right, I'll quit rambling. All right, let's pull some up. Let's pull some videos up and check it out.
It has been remarkable. I'm telling you, man. It almost brought it. It's almost brought a tear to my eye to see the brothers come out and defend one another. And check this out. Check this out, right? This is organic. It ain't like that we got together and had a Zoom, or like that fake crap that Kamala had when she first was anointed. It came out. We get a Zoom for black men for Kamala. We didn't have a Zoom. What we're doing right now for the Conservative Party and for Donald Trump, it's organic. It's from the bottom. We didn't get together and hold a Zoom call. The black women who supported Donald Trump, they didn't get together and have a Zoom call, Black Women for Trump. The white women who supported Trump, they didn't have a Zoom call. The white man,
Hey, let me flip over real quick.
the Asian man, there were no Zoom call.
The reason I was showing him is because hold on one second.
You don't have to believe anything.
That must have been the wrong video. He has a video that I wanted to show you guys that I think is very interesting. A lot of people are finally seeing the Democrats for who they are, and praise God, because we need more of that. Let's not ever forget who this Republican Party has become. But let's also never forget that the Republicans ended slavery, segregation, and all of those things. Republicans have been the ones fighting for your civil rights the whole time, and the Democrats stole that. Just like they brought up and made up this nonsense about a party switch. That stuff never happened. It was all to keep control of the black vote. Just go back to Jimmy Carter and everything in there. That's a whole show in itself. Hold on. Let me.
So you mean to tell me that the possible first Black female president, her primary message, her platform is to promote the very thing that was meant to wipe out our race?
You know how important that is, what she's saying right now? I mean, I know a lot of people don't. I know I'm a nerd when it comes to a lot of things. I get it. But she's right. I mean, Kamala Harris's main issue is running on abortion. The history of abortion, the lady behind it was a real white supremacist. The whole reason for it was to murder blacks. She's absolutely right. So when you think of that, when you think that a white supremacist who invented, what was it, eugenics at the time, and they transformed it over to abortion, and they now call it health care for whatever reason. Yeah, that was all designed by the same people who hate you now, but want to demand that you vote for them. She's dead on that.
That's what she's running on? Like, this is a joke. It's a joke. And then on top of that, y'all want to try to intimidate me and manipulate me into voting for her just because we are both Black and we're both women. Let me tell you something. Identity is a foolish reason to vote for someone. And it's insulting for someone to insist that I make a political decision, regardless if it goes against my belief, regardless if it goes against my stance, my firmly held belief, just because they look like me. So you mean that
she nailed it, didn't she? Good for you. That is the Dominique Galbraith on TikTok. Make sure you go give her a follow. Make sure you go give her a follow, guys. Make sure you go give her a follow. I want you guys to hear this because this is great, and he nails it. Oh, man, hold on.
We should have no income tax, no federal income tax, no state income tax, no tax on tips. You should be able to make a transaction without the government getting involved 5 times, reaching into your pocket and shaking you down like the mafia that it is. So if we need tax for certain things in civilization, we can have a small sales tax, and that would be more than enough to still pay for the roads, the police officers, and everything else. It would be more than enough.
Yes, it
yeah,
would.
we might not be able to afford all the wars overseas. Yeah, we might not be able to give Ukraine $200 billion and Israel $10 billion every time.
I mean, I agree. Just think, if any of you are out there my age, I was born in 1981. Aren't you tired of all these wars? Aren't you tired of being told lies to send our citizens to another country to go die? Aren't you tired of them stealing our tax money and funding all of these war machines across the globe? And then when something happens in our own country, we can't seem to be there to help those people. Or we would rather lecture to those people about what they should have done or what they could have done different. If we're going to be taking this much money in taxes from our own people, don't you think that that money should go back to help our own people first? And again, he's dead on. I mean, I'm sorry. To function as a society, we don't need all of these taxes that they are taking. We don't. We might lose some of the benefits or social programs, but hey, maybe we all need to take a look at that, especially with the direction of the country, especially with Saudi Arabia backing out of the dollar deal. I mean, what's going to happen to the American dollar? As far as I know, Saudi Arabia still hasn't signed back into the contract for the contract that backed our dollar to that made it to the oil reserve. So what's that going to do to the US dollar? We've grown up our whole life with that being the most powerful dollar. So what's going to happen when that's not? How do you think it's going to be for you and your family? I think it's time that our country gets back to worrying about taking the own plank out of our own eye before we can help someone else. We cannot continue going in this direction where we're just throwing billions and billions and billions of dollars to other countries. Can't do it. You cannot do it and continue with your country going. Sorry about that. Hey. All right, let's go to the next one. One second. Let's see here. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? All right. Let's see here.
But I could do this all day. I wouldn't mind this job. I like this job. I think I might come back and do it again.
Thank you.
Look at that.
Mr.
Look at that. How are
President.
you?
Thank you, Mr. President. You made it possible for ordinary people like us to meet you.
You're not ordinary.
I mean, thank you so much for your
You notice how he did that? You see that? That's what pulls us into Trump. This man says, you made it possible for an ordinary person like us to meet you. And Trump immediately responds with, you're not ordinary. You're not. I can see. He lifts this man up instead of going with the line. We could all learn from that, couldn't we? Instead, how we respond to other people, how we, I don't know how to put it. Anyways, I find that very interesting and how he responds to people, the normal people of every day, because you know that these people are nervous. You know that they're anxious and dealing with things, but it's how he responded to it. And we can all learn something from that. Whether you no matter how much you dislike this man, he's very good at making you feel comfortable. He's very good at making you feel welcome, making you feel like he does care about you, even if he's up on his billion. That's not what I mean. He makes you, it draws you in. And the Democrats, it drives them mad because Kamala Harris has no charisma. She has no personality. If it's not all set out in a skit for her, she can't do this. She would not be able to interact with normal people like this without it completely falling apart. Good for him. And again, this is awesome. It's a major troll. He's like the #1 troll in the world for this. I mean, and all because Kamala kept lying about working at McDonald's. I mean, so he showed you he can be just like you, and good for him. Good for him. Good for him. Let's check out another one. Let's see. Here's another one.
Is there another one? Yeah. I'll grab it. Never touched by a human hand. Nice and clean.
Freedom fries.
Yes, my hands are nice. Okay. This guy's a good instructor. I appreciate it. Wow. I'm gonna give a.
If McDonald's was smart right now, they would take advantage of this and create a new box for the fries for like you know how they do them series where they bring stuff back and it's got stuff on the boxes. They should do a freedom fry thing with Trump's face on the bag and on the French fry thing, on the things that holds the fries, the little box. I think that would be very interesting. Plus, it would be a good change for once to see one of these massive corporations who are actually pro-America, who are actually America first. I mean, it sure would be nice to not have to deal with the blowback that we normally have to when you go into a corporation like this and they start backing away from it and they want to start attacking him, because you know they're going to. This is going to drive them mad. Good for him. Good for you, Trump. Such a jab in the face to Kamala. It's great. Good for you, buddy. All right, let's see here. Where was some of the other stuff I had? Oh, yeah, I wanted to show you. Oh, yeah, this, I think, me personally, as a Christian, this should absolutely end Kamala Harris. Every Christian, if you've been questioning whether you should vote for this woman or not, well, she let you know the other day that you aren't welcome. And then it's time for you to go. And then had the nerve to show up to the black church. I can't think of where it's at. The big black church in where she was doing her, my brain today. She went to a church the next day and kicked some of my brain won't work. They had the police escort a couple women out of their own church after they were calling her out for what she said. But look, check this out. Let me stop rambling on my brain today. All right, let me go find this video real quick. All right, where are you? You know what? Let's just listen to it from the man who was actually shouting.
This is our first time taking an interview with anybody, and I think it's important because this is our raw, like, untold story. There's a lot that happened off camera that we said at the protest, while we were protesting. And I guess we could start off with after she talked about overturning Roe v. Wade and Donald Trump. I yelled out to the crowd that abortion is the sacrament of Satan. And when I said that, I deeply do believe that as a Christian. And about 10 seconds go by, and that's when the video of my friend Grant and I proclaiming that Christ is Lord and Jesus is King, when we said that. And I think it's important to say this is a small venue, and we were about 20 to 30 yards away from Kamala at this point. There's a lot of controversy that says she wasn't talking to us or we left, we didn't get kicked out. Well, I can speak on Grant and I's behalf. On video, Grant's getting pushed and shoved, and there's about 5 seconds after or before she tells us to go to the smaller rally down the street. You can see on the video she waves. She was actually waving to me. I took this cross off my neck that I wear, and as we were getting asked to leave, I held it up in the air and waved at her and pointed to her, and she looked directly in the eye, kind of gave me an evil smirk, and yeah, I just want to clear that up and confirm that she 100% was talking to us. Mm-hmm. And there's other controversy that says we left.
Hey, now, what these kids are talking about, if you don't know, and I'll play the video for you in just a second, but they were at a Kamala Harris rally the other day, and she was talking about abortion. You know, the crowd was just cheering it on. They love them some good old sacrificing to Moloch. Anyways, so these kids start singing it, saying, Jesus is Lord, Christ is Lord. Christ is King, Jesus is Lord. And she stops and goes, y'all are at the wrong rally. I'll show y'all that video in a minute. But these are the kids she was talking to, just so y'all know.
We left. We were getting shouted at, pushed, assaulted, screamed at. So we were walking away. But there was about 3 attendees there, volunteers, that kicked us out with badges or whatever they had. And I specifically remember this one man saying, you were uninvited and unwelcome to this event. You need to leave. And all they did was walk us out the door. They didn't tell us why. No cops escorted us out. No Secret Service.
You are not welcome.
Yeah, that's
Get out.
So where was this event held exactly?
You are not welcome.
This was held in our University of La Crosse's gym. So did you
pay tuition to go to the university?
I I do pay tuition to go to the school, but this was a free event. This is in a really small venue. They only said there was about 2,500 people there, which when she told us to go to a smaller rally down the street, I didn't really think that for a political rally there could be smaller than 2,500 people.
But you were allowed to be there. You paid to be there.
Yes,
basically.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Grant, I want to get your point of view from there. So is there anything you want to add to Luke's story? And what did it feel like? I mean, she basically said, you said, or Grant said something about, or Luke said something about Jesus, right? Jesus is king. Jesus is Lord. And she said, you're not welcome here. I mean, I want to know what you felt in that moment and if there's anything you want to add to his story.
First of all, thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Charlie, for having us. We were very blessed to be here. We were very blessed to speak on the national stage. It's important that we get our message out in any way possible. First of all, we didn't really intend on, going at any people. People online were calling us MAGA fascists. That was never our intention going to this rally. We were only here to protest our faith, and we did so. We never expected this to grow as large as it was. Essentially, she was speaking, and we decided to say Christ is King, Jesus is Lord. And we got a lot of back.
All right, let's get to the actual video real quick now. I wanted y'all to hear from them guys, but let's see if it's on here. If not, I'll skip over and find it. Hold on one second. I know I have it saved. Why does some of them go away? I guess some of them got taken down. Hold on one second, guys. I want y'all to see this. Sorry, guys. I know. One second. Sorry about that. I normally have everything prepared ahead of time. Sometimes I get things in my head and have to find it. All right. So let's look at it from this side because they want to say that Harris is shutting down hecklers, huh? Yeah, that's what y'all want to portray it as, but we all know that the demon comes right out of her.
Wade, and they did as he intended. Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally.
Yeah. Don't you find it interesting that many people are cheering that on? Is that not disgusting to y'all? As someone who grew up in a country like ours, whether you're a Christian or not, why is it somehow acceptable for y'all to mock and treat Christians with as much disrespect as you can imagine? But y'all love to use it in reverse that Christians are picking on you. This lady, flat out, the demon couldn't hold herself back. It came right out of her and says, y'all are at the wrong rally. Because they said Jesus is Lord and Christ is King. You're at the wrong rally. You're in the wrong country, Kamala. I mean, if this doesn't wake you up, if you are still rationalizing and justifying why it's more acceptable as a Christian for you to vote Democrat, you need to take a look in the mirror after this. Not just this. Every single one of their policies today goes directly against our beliefs. Don't you find that interesting also? Are you starting to recognize the spiritual warfare that we're in the middle of, the spiritual battle that we are all right in the middle of? Because it's all right out in our face now. They can't even hold it back anymore. The demons are just itching to come out.
No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
Yeah, giggle on about it. Yep. I guess all we can really do is pray for their souls, right? Pray for them. My goodness. Did you ever think that in our lifetime we would be witnessing in this country even a portion of the things that we are witnessing? Trying to convince people that they can change their gender and their sex when we know you can't do that. Allowing pornography in schools, talking to children about sexual stuff with other people, forcing your sexual nastiness onto children. Abortion up until birth. Some of them will even talk about, hey, it should be after too, up into 18 years. I have had someone tell me that it's on the left. These are the same people that I can remember when I was growing up, because we still got spankings in school back then. Back then, we had a coach who had a sawed-off bat that would spank us with that in school back then. I remember these same people who are now promoting transing children and all this pornography stuff into children's faces in schools are the same ones who called us terrorists for punishing our children. They made, now I was young, but maybe Sharon can help. I remember these same people making a big deal about spanking your own children. But hey, they're the ones now creating laws that the state can take your child from you if you don't affirm your child's delusion. So again, I ask you one more time, if you're a Christian and you are justifying voting Democrat, how? Not that the Republican Party is much better, but we have to do something to save this country. We have to be the solution. We have to be the ones that step up and do something different. We have to be the ones that are tired of being afraid of saying the truth, of speaking reality without being attacked, because we all do it. We all refrain from saying the truth now because you'll be attacked from every direction, whether it's Black Lives Matter, Antifa, LGBTQ. I mean, it does not matter. They have boxed us all into a situation to where you can't speak without harming someone's feelings. But they damn sure don't care about harming your feelings. They damn sure don't care about mocking God in public. And you still justify voting for them. Guys, thank you so much for watching today. Well, only 2 weeks left, so truly thank you. If you enjoy what we're doing here, would you kindly smash the like button, share this, comment below. I'm always looking for guests that want to come on and talk back and forth with me. I have this channel for politics and culture and my Bible and faith channel. And I'd love to have guests come on. One day we'll get there. Anyways, if you're going to be voting, make sure you inform yourself. Don't just listen to one person. Find multiple different sources. Look for yourself. Question everything. What happened to that? Why is it so wrong to question things? Why do those on the left, the moment you question their narrative, call you a name? Why is it that we hear nonstop about how Trump is going to weaponize the government, but we're watching them arrest his people right now? Look at Steve Bannon. What's his name? The other guy that they put in jail, Peter Steele. I think it was Steele, and Trump. Y'all have the nerve to say he's going to weaponize the Justice Department after what we're watching them do to him right now? How much do you have to lie to yourself to believe that? How much do you have to separate yourself from reality itself to justify, oh yeah, that's what he's going to do? Even though he didn't do it last time. Even though he gave you a peaceful transfer last time. Somewhere in y'all's minds, y'all got this mixed up because he dared question the results when he damn sure should have, as if that makes him a terrorist. Oh my God, he questioned the results. Only every politician ever in my lifetime has questioned the results, but somehow with Trump, mean old Trump's doing it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. I will see you guys here again this week, and I will be streaming the election night. What I'm going to do that night is I'm just going to hop around from a bunch of different shows and just kind of talk about what's going on. I would love to have some guests on if you'd be interested in coming and talking with me on election night while we just kind of watch what's going on. We'll hop around different podcasts, different news channels, and just talk about it and have fun, guys. We have got to save this country. Go out and vote. Bring 10 people with you. We have to win so big they cannot manipulate it. And that's all. Stop acting like they don't manipulate elections. We all know they do. We all know they changed the rules last time. We all know they're changing rules right now. We all know they manipulate the media and call you the misinformation. They use the social media platforms like Facebook to crush any dissent. That is all election interference. But yeah, y'all like to just point at Trump. God bless. Y'all have an amazing day. Inform yourself and go vote.